RHOC. Tamra Judge doesn't think show can succeed without her. The Real Housewives of Orange County star Tamra Judge is putting her cards on the table. Just a few months after leaving the hit Bravo show after 12 seasons, Tamra is opening up about the show's future without her. And in her opinion, the future is pretty grim for RHOC. Tamra thinks RHOC will fail without her. Tamra recently appeared on Kelly Dillion's podcast Kickin' Back with Kelly. The Ket fitness owner expressed doubt about the future of the show. According to Tamra, RHOC has changed so much. The former RHOC star cites the ever-changing cast as a problem for viewers, sources say. Tamra says, compared to Tamra and Vicki Gunvalson, who was on the show since season 1, all of the current cast is new. Bronwyn Wyndham Burke joined RHOC in season 14, Gina Kirschenheiter and Emily Simpson in season 13. Kelly Dodd became a Real Housewife in season 11. Shannon Beater is now the longest-running cast member, joining in season 9. Tamra says Andy Cohen told her to take the year off. When Tamra quit the show in January, rumors circulated that she was fired after turning down a friend role. However, she now says that she left because her ex-husband was diagnosed with cancer late last year. TV show's Ace recently reported on an update about Simon Barney's cancer. Tamra said he is at the end of his treatment, but is unable to see their children because of the coronavirus pandemic. While the public didn't know about Simon's diagnosis until recently, Tamra implies Andy has known for months. According to Tamra, he suggested she take season 15 of RHOC off and come back full-time in season 16. However, he also offered her a chance to make guest appearances on season 15. According to Tamra, Andy said, Tamra doesn't know yet if she will appear in season 15. Filming began last month but had to stop due to everyone going into self-isolation. Whether it's RHOC or another show, don't expect to see the last of Tamra. RHOC's Tamra and Vicki may get their own show. If Tamra's days on RHOC are over, she has other irons in the fire. She reveals on the podcast that she's been approached to do a show with Vicki, her friend and former co-star. However, it wouldn't be on Bravo. Tamra can't or won't say more than that yet. Tamra does talk about missing some of her RHOC co-stars. While she was never close to Emily or Bronwyn, she played tennis with Gina and Shannon regularly. She may be on the outs with Shannon after Shannon resumed her friendship with Tamra's nemesis Kelly Dodd. The ladies of RHOC are in self-quarantine at their homes. Gina recently shared a photo of her real short hair without extensions. Tamra Judge stood on the expansive patio of her new Laguna Beach home, a glass of crisp rosé in hand. The ocean stretched out before her, sparkling in the afternoon sun, but her thoughts were far from serene. She was mulling over the latest headlines swirling around the Real Housewives of Orange County, the show that had been her bread and butter, and her battleground for years. The rumors were hard to ignore: slipping ratings, lackluster drama, and a cast that seemed to lack the je ne sais quoi that Tamra believed she brought to the table. "They can't do it without me," she muttered under her breath, swirling her wine. She glanced at her phone, which sat on the marble countertop beside her, buzzing incessantly with texts from her manager and co-stars, former and current. Tamra's return to the franchise had been triumphant, but she wasn't naive. She knew that her mere presence wasn't enough to save the show. It needed the right kind of chaos, the kind she had spent years perfecting. Tam, you overthinking again?" Eddie's voice broke her reverie. Her husband emerged from the kitchen, a protein shake in hand, and gave her a knowing smile. "Just thinking about RHOC," she replied, tilting her head toward him. "It's not the same anymore, Eddie. I mean, have you seen the last couple of seasons? Snooze fest. No one knows how to bring it like I do." Eddie chuckled, setting his shake down. "You do have a way of stirring the pot, babe." Tamra smirked. "It's not just stirring the pot. It's about authenticity. Real drama, real connections. These new girls? They're just placeholders. They don't get it." As if on cue, her phone buzzed again. This time, it was a text from Shannon Beater. Tamra's eyebrows shot up as she read it aloud. "We need to talk. This season is a disaster." Eddie raised an eyebrow. "Sounds like you're not the only one who thinks so." Tamra's mind started racing. She had always prided herself on her ability to read the room, to anticipate the needs of the franchise. Her return to the show had been a calculated move, not just for her career, but for the legacy of RHOC. She had built this house, not the literal one, but the metaphorical empire that had set the stage for the entire Housewives franchise. And now she couldn't stand to see it crumble. The next day, Tamra sat in the corner booth of her favorite Newport Beach cafe, waiting for Shannon. The place was quintessential OC, sleek, sunny, and buzzing with conversations about luxury cars and private schools. When Shannon arrived, she looked frazzled, her oversized sunglasses barely concealing the stress etched across her face. "Tamra," she said, sliding into the booth. "Thank God you're here. I don't know what to do anymore. It's like no one cares. The producers are scrambling, the storylines are flat. It's a mess." Tamra leaned in, her signature intensity dialed up. "I've been saying it for years, Shannon. The show needs anchors. People who understand how to deliver. The audience doesn't want fake friendships and contrived drama. They want real moments, real stakes. And let's be honest, I'm the only one who knows how to give them that." Shannon nodded, her eyes wide. "You're right. But what do we do? The producers won't listen to us. They think they know what's best, but look where that's gotten us." Tamra's mind was already spinning with ideas. "We've got to take matters into our own hands. If they won't listen, we'll make them listen. We'll create moments they can't ignore." Shannon's skepticism was evident. "And how exactly do we do that?" Tamra's lips curved into a mischievous grin. "Leave that to me." The following week, Tamra orchestrated a dinner party at her home, inviting a mix of current cast members and a few notable alums. The guest list was carefully curated. Heather Dubrow, who always brought an air of sophistication. Vicki Gunvalson, the OG of the OC, whose return Tamra knew would stir up fan nostalgia. And Emily Simpson, who had the potential but needed a push to step into her power. The night started off elegantly enough, with champagne flowing and hors d'oeuvres making the rounds. But Tamra had a plan, and she knew exactly how to execute it. She'd spent years mastering the art of the slow build. The innocuous comment here, the pointed question there. By the time the main course was served, tensions were simmering just beneath the surface. It was Vicki who lit the match. "So Heather," she began, her tone dripping with fox innocence, "what's this I hear about you thinking the show's beneath you now?" Heather's eyes narrowed. "Excuse me." Tamra sat back, hiding her smirk behind a sip of wine. She didn't need to say much. She knew the dynamics would play out as she intended. Heather's defense quickly turned into an argument with Vicki, which drew Emily into the fray. By the time dessert was served, voices were raised, alliances were questioned, and the kind of raw, unscripted drama that had made RHOC a phenomenon was back in full force. When the dust settled, Tamra couldn't help but feel a surge of satisfaction. The cameras had caught every moment, and she knew the producers would be eating it up in the editing room. But more importantly, she had reminded everyone, cast and audience alike, why she was indispensable. In the days that followed, social media buzzed with speculation about the dinner party. Leaked snippets of footage had fans clamoring for more, and even the show's harshest critics couldn't deny the renewed energy. Tamra watched it all unfold with a sense of vindication. She had been right. The show couldn't succeed without her. Sitting on her patio once again, she scrolled through the comments on Instagram, a satisfied smile playing on her lips. Eddie joined her, placing a fresh glass of rosé in front of her. "Looks like your plan worked," he said, glancing at her phone. Tamra shrugged, though she couldn't hide her pride. "Of course it did. RAOC isn't just a show. It's a legacy. And legacies need leaders. They need me." As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the ocean in shades of gold and pink, Tamra leaned back in her chair, content in the knowledge that she had once again proven her worth. The Real Housewives of Orange County would live to see another day, and it would do so on her terms.